Hi clarinets, Mrs. Stein here. This video is going to show you how to set up your instrument. So we are going to start by learning how to open the case. It's really important that you don't open the case upside down because all the pieces can fall out and break. So the way you know the right way to open it is that the latches will always flip up like that. No matter what kind of latches you have, oops, they should always flip up. Also, you're usually going to find a logo on the top of the case. If you see this one here, it says Yamaha. All cases are different, but there's usually going to be some type of logo up on the top, and that will tell you that that's the top part of the instrument. So once you find out the correct way to have your case, you go ahead and flip up the latches and just carefully open it, just in case, and make sure it's the right way. Once you see that it's the right way, you can go ahead and open up the case. So inside here, we see all the parts of the clarinet. You should have a mouthpiece. It usually has a mouthpiece cap on top of it. This part right here is called a barrel. Kind of looks like a barrel. And then we have the upper joint, the lower joint, and this part here is called the bell, because it kind of looks like a bell. So the first two things that you are going to need to find are your reed and your cork grease. So your reed comes in a little case that looks like this. It might be wrapped up in orange foil or any color foil. So open that up. And then your cork grease, a lot of times it comes like this. It looks like a little chapstick. Sometimes it'll come in a little tub. It's not always a little piece of chapstick, but it usually comes in a chapstick. And it's not chapstick, so don't put it on your lips. Don't tell your little brothers and sisters to put it on their lips. It's grease, so it's made to go on the instrument. So when we play the clarinet, the sound is made by the reed vibrating against the instrument, and if the reed is soft, that's what helps to really make the sound. So we're actually going to soak the reed in your mouth. Now you'll notice that the reed is very thin. You can even see the light through the top of the reed. It's that thin. So you really want to try not to touch the top of the reed. You want to hold the reed from the bottom here. And when you soak it, you only need this top half to be in your mouth. So you all continue soaking your reeds. I can't talk with it in my mouth, so I'm going to take it out. But all of you will be doing this. Okay? So keep that reed in your mouth. And as you are soaking your reed, you're going to take out your cork grease, just turn it up like a chapstick, and you need to grease each cork that you see. The corks are these brown parts here. You should have 4 of them. 1, 2, 1 on the mouthpiece, 1 on the lower joint. And you're going to put on just enough cork grease to make it slippery, like about the same amount of chapstick that you would put on your lips. You're not going to put like gobs of chapstick onto your lips. You're just going to put enough to make it slippery. Put it all around. You should all still have your reeds in your mouth. They're still soaking. And then you actually take your finger and rub it in. So it's rubbed all over the cork. And your cork should feel nice and smooth and slippery now. You should grease your corks every other time you play your instrument, or if it feels hard to put together. Okay, so I would like you to pause the video now and go ahead and grease the rest of your corks. Grease all 4 of them and push play once you have greased them all. Okay, now you may have had a question about this piece here. It's kind of hard. You can't exactly get the chapsticky thing under there. So just put it on the rest and then wipe it under with your finger like that. This key right here is called the bridge key, because it makes a bridge from the upper joint to the lower joint. So once you've got all the corks greased and your reed is nice and soaked, you are going to take the barrel and the mouthpiece. This cap is only used for storage. It's not used for actually playing the instrument, so you can put it back in the case and make sure you put it back on when you're done. And here's the mouthpiece. This silver part right here with the screws on it, this is called the ligature. So that's an important part of the mouthpiece, is the ligature. So you can take the reed out of your mouth. It should be all nice and soaked. And hold the barrel, hold the mouthpiece, and slide the two pieces together like that. If it's too big, that just means you're on the wrong side. So if it's fitting snugly, then that's correct. Okay. We are now going to go and place the reed on the mouthpiece. You want to put it with the word side, the flat side, down. The flat side goes onto the mouthpiece. So when it's on here, I do not see any writing. I only see the rough and smooth part of the reed. We want to line it up on here so that it's nice and straight, and so I can see just a little sliver of black up above the reed. I don't want it sticking up like a fingernail like that. That's going to be, no sound can be made. And I don't want a huge gap here. See how there's a big gap? Again, I can't make a sound. So I have to have it right so that I can just see a little sliver right there. Once I have that sliver, I am going to keep my thumb here. So my thumb is holding it in place. Now I'm going to take the ligature and I'm going to very carefully, because you don't want to chip the tip of the reed. So I'm just going to very carefully slide the ligature over the reed like that, so that the ligature is now being held in place. Or the reed is being held in place. If you need to adjust it, you can do that. And then I'm going to tighten up the screws. I'm just going to tighten them enough so that the reed isn't slipping around. You will see that these two parts here don't meet, and they don't have to meet. They shouldn't meet, actually. If they do, it's okay. But as long as this is not sliding around, then that's perfect. So this is the first part of setting up the instrument. I am going to stop now just to kind of give you a break, and then we will learn the rest in part 2 of the video.